Hey, it's another week. A lot of great weekend activities. I'm back, and Dr. C. Victor Herbert III. I'm taking it to the house.
Say what? Say what? Say what? Let's go. We're taking it to the house. I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover, and I want to say thank you. Welcome to another edition of this version, the best version of us, and you're a part of it. Before we really get started, my co-host, y'all might want to listen to him. Y'all might want to listen to him. It's 2 weeks in, and he's 4-0 in his pick'ems. We have a segment for pick'ems. He is 4-0. Oh, if that's not enough information, in our fantasy league, he's first place in fantasy. Y'all might want to listen to him. I toss it to you, Vic. Holla at your boy.
What did Russell Crowe say in Gladiator? Hey, listen, when they want to doubt the boy continues to rise. Listen. Hey, look, it's only 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in. Listen, I am 4-0. I'm trying to get paid. I'm trying to put money in people's pockets. Look, back on that fantasy piece, when I did that live grade, the live draft a couple weeks ago, I was told I had a C- grade and it was in first place. I'm just saying. There's a long road ahead. Still got a couple more weeks, but it does feel great to be at the top eventually and finally. And so, as you said, bro,
Yes,
4
sir.
4-0, these picks. I thank you for those kudos. Thank you for the flowers. Is there anything as you see the results of those games that looking back in reflection that says, okay, I can see how I made those fantastic picks like that?
Well, I was with you in the second week, so I'm 2-2 because I was totally against you the week one. So I might listen to you as well. I'm telling everybody else to listen to you. I might heed that advice, but we're going to pick them a little bit later. We'll see if there's any differences in our views coming up. We're going to pick 3 games coming up. But in review, week two, whoa, we have talked about on this show quarterback play, quarterback play, quarterback play. That's just a preemptive. Okay. Before we go into that, right, in your stadium tours, on your trip around the world, around the league, you got a chance to go to Kansas City. You got a chance to see the Super Bowl rematch, if you will. However, I don't think both of either of these teams look like Super Bowl contenders right now. But I know it was exciting to see. It was enough for you to get there to see them play live. Tell our audience how that was. Tell us about your experience. Holler at your folks.
Hey, so thank you for that tee up. Yes. Those of you all who do not know, I am on an NFL bucket list stadium tour. Three of my tight partners, my frat brothers, we go on this tour. We started this right after COVID, fall of 2021. We said, listen, days are not promised. Sunrises are either going to become sunsets. How are we going to spend this next part of life? When you go without, what do we do to make it with? So we decided we were going to visit every NFL stadium. And when we go visit these stadiums, we'll conduct a tour of the stadium. We're going to watch the game. We're going to tour the city. What are the local cuisine? Do some fine dining, do some sightseeing. And so we kicked off our stadium tour for 25-26, season 25-26, with the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, my team and I, we converged on the city of Kansas City, Missouri, and slash Kansas, and had a great time. First night, we hit Kansas City Jazz. We went some jazz spot, local downtown Kansas City, hit the jazz spot. Then we had some barbecue, but y'all don't want to hear about that. What I did learn about the team of Kansas City, which is unique to the NFL history, is that the Kansas City Chiefs originally were the Dallas Texans, and this was the AFL. They're called the
Yep.
Dallas Texans. And Lamar Hunt, who is the one of the trophies from the AFC, is named the Lamar Hunt Trophy. He's a child of a oil. His family's in the oil business. Had the Dallas Texans team, and during that time, you still had the NFL. And so now you're competing against two markets. What? You had the Dallas Texans, then you had this Dallas Cowboy team. So when the Texans moved to Kansas City and became the Kansas City Chiefs, that now spurred a little rivalry between the Dallas team, creating the Dallas Cowboy team. So you have the Kansas City Chiefs who won a series of AFL championships. Lamar Hunt is the founder of this name, the Super Bowl. He had a great legacy of history of what he did and how he put football on the map. He was very interested in gaming, and he's also become the founder of the MLS, which is Major League Soccer, and creating that, legitimizing that, building that stadium. We found out that the Kansas City Stadium, the Arrowhead Stadium, is not only the loudest stadium in the world at 140 plus decibels, but now is the
Oh,
third oldest stadium. The third
okay.
oldest stadium in NFL. You have Chicago's Bear Stadium, then you have Lambeau Field. So Chicago Bears Stadium, obviously, for those who don't know, it's called Soldier Field. Then you have Lambeau Field in Green Bay, and then you have the Kansas City Chiefs Stadium, Arrowhead Stadium, founded in 1972. And so the history of that alone, on that Saturday, did that tour. It was just mind-boggling. Got to get on the field, went to the locker room. I mean, it was a great experience. There. Period, comma, period, paragraph. Now, the game. The game. The game. Listen, people may say the Dallas Cowboys, Pittsburgh Steelers fans, they travel well. I will tell you who else travels well, them Dirty Birds. When we got off
Okay.
that plane in Kansas City, it felt like it's Christmas time. So you see a mixture of green and a mixture of red. And Philly fan came legit. Philly fan came ready to be Philly fan. And I will tell you, as loud as that stadium was on Sunday, the Philadelphia Eagles made sure you knew they were in town. They had their chants, they had their EAGLES. Yes, the stadium was rocking, the stadium was loud. We had 100 level section seats. I'm telling you, them 140 plus decibels, all in it. The way Lamar Hunt constructed the stadium was to
Okay.
create the maximize of sound to distract the opposing team. He purposely designed that stadium for that. And I'm telling you, the way that sound was, the decibels was, it was incredible. Yet
Wow.
the Eagles were able to have the silent count, watching Jalen Hurts master master his craft against not only the 11 men that he's playing against, but the 12th man of that stands. And yes, the stats may say, hey, you got less than 100 yards rushing and you pass, didn't pass 100. But if you look at what he had to face,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like it's just incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
how many false starts they had to overcome, how anyone comes out of that stadium with the win is already miraculous in itself. And so it was an incredible game. It was a defense, I call it a defensive led game. Because
Yes.
to me, it didn't seem like a lot of mistakes was made, other than when Kelsey came across, but not that many turnovers. If any, I think there's only one. The intensity, you can see that both teams do not like each other, and you know that the Kansas City Chiefs has a chip on their shoulder because they wanted to have another ship, a championship. And this team across the scrimmage is the one that took it from them, and they
Yep.
want it back. And yes, it may be a regular season game. You don't lose the Super Bowl in September, but guess what? I guarantee you, Kansas City Chiefs wanted to beat that tail, and they couldn't. Something about what the Eagles have. And I'm telling you, man, it was incredible because even with that last 4 minutes, you started seeing 7 minutes left. I started seeing Kansas City Chief fans walk out of there. I said, no,
Whoa.
you're losing the advantage with the noise. And I
Right.
looked around, I still had my Raven stuff on. I said, hey, I'm a Raven fan. I saw what happens with 4 minutes left. Y'all got Patrick Mahomes. That's like saying you're gonna walk out on Josh Allen. How dare y'all?
Right.
And we stayed until final triple zeros because it was Patrick Mahomes. And so
Yes.
from a game perspective, from a fan perspective, I rate this stadium in my top three. Number one so far is Minnesota Vikings. I don't care if you're not even seen NFL in your life. If you go to a Vikings game, you will become a Vikings fan. The way that stadium rocks, the way they get your the fans engaged, the loudness, the the personalization of the process. Great. This one right here, they're doing a tomahawk chop. It's loud. It was enthusiastic. The energy was in the place. I like when I do go to these stadium tours that the home team wins because you want to find, you want to hear the music, all those kind of things. So minus that, the game itself, the atmosphere itself was incredible. And I believe the game was great because I love defense. It was a low scoring game. Click clack, put on your hard hats and let's get at it. It's not going to be pretty all the time. And can you win ugly? And what the Kansas City Chiefs show, they can't win ugly right now. And there's a
Right.
significant concern right there.
I got a chance. Hey, thank you, man, for sharing your experience. And so you made me feel like I was there just in your review. So great recap just on your experiences that are tangible and I can feel it. They're palpable. So thank you for sharing. And I hear their barbecue. They're supposed to be the best barbecue in the world. So thanks for sharing. In watching the game in review, Kansas City, they're now 0-2 for the season. You go back, Mahomes has lost three straight games if you count the Super Bowl. Three straight games. So in my mind, I've got to ask a question. Oh, is this a problem? And for normal teams, we would say it is a problem. You start out 0-2, the likelihood of getting to the playoffs are very slim. But this is Kansas City. Or is it a new version of Kansas City, which is left to be seen? But you still got Andy Reid over there. You still got Mahomes. Travis Kelsey, on the other hand, and you mentioned that drop that he had. You're a tight end, been in there for over 10, maybe 13 years. You've been Hall of Famer, no doubt. Three Super Bowls, no doubt. How did you drop, not catch the ball, but you didn't drop it? You actually tipped the ball up. It gets intercepted. Key point of the game that bothered me. But not only that, your body language after that, you didn't hustle. You didn't go and make the tackle. You just hung your head. And Travis, I want to stick up for you and your love for your girl Taylor Swift. I don't want that to be a distraction. I love, but you're a football player. Let's not forget where you got your fame from. And let's not forget that you're going to be remembered by not your first play, not the middle play, but your last plays. People still remember Willie Mays falling and dropping the ball and Joe Namath and being clumsy and falling around. We don't want that for you. So Travis Kelsey, pull your head out, play the doggone game. The other part of in the review is Patrick Mahomes is the leading rusher for their team. They got a problem if he's the leading rusher. They got a problem because he can't pass the ball. That means he's out there scrambling. They got a problem if he throws the ball, they don't catch it, and the runners can't run. Kansas City has got a problem. I started off saying they're 0-2, 0-3 for the last games. This might be a trend. It might be a problem. And then guess what? Guess who they get a chance to play against next? The New York Giants. Oh boy, what a relief! And they're not going to go 0-3. But if they go 0-3, close the book. Get the stakes out. We're going to burn somebody. Kansas City fan, you talking about how passionate they were? They're going to be a little upset because they're like Laker fan. They're like Cowboy fan. They're spoiled. And they won't accept nothing less than the best. I did open up talking about neither of those teams being reigning Super Bowl representatives for each of their conferences. Neither one of them look like champions right now. I love what you said about Jalen Hurts. But what I will say is he just plays to win the game. He will do whatever it takes. It doesn't have to be flash. It doesn't have to be sizzle. He's all about substance. And the boys got a lot of that. I love the way he carries himself. So as long as they got Jalen Hurts and that swag about them, Philly, they can go back. They can go back easy because they don't have to play from the front. They can play from behind and they will walk you down and they'll just beat you up in the trenches. What they got a great offensive line and a great defensive line. You want to win the war, win in the trenches. So in review, Kansas City is sorry. Philly's doing just enough, but it's game two in a long season.
I agree. I like your take. As you state, they go 0-3. If Kansas City is known as the best barbecue in the world, they will barbecue their fans. Their fans will barbecue. So I mean, it is what it is. But and you're absolutely right. And this is what I have an issue when people want to criticize Jalen Hurts, but then they want to celebrate Josh Allen. They want to celebrate Lamar Jackson. They want to celebrate John
Right.
Burrow. What those three don't have in common? They don't have a
Mm,
ring. So what do you want Jalen to do? Is
right.
it because he's the quiet assassin? Is it because he just wins? What do we want? They
Right.
wanted Dak for getting all the money, and he's still, he does what he does. But again, the last four Super Bowl owned are by the Chiefs, which is Patrick Mahomes, and Jalen Hurts. So what do you?
Yep.
I don't understand. He delivers. So
Right. Right.
that upsets me that to know that he takes all this slack, and then we see Russell Wilson in and out 5 times. Then Russ does Russ stuff. Geno Smith does Geno Smith stuff. Daniel
Yeah.
Jones does
Yeah.
Daniel Jones stuff. Okay, Jalen Hurts does his stuff, and it's winning.
Yep.
Leave the man alone. And to your point, if the Chiefs lost 3 in a row, the Eagles won 3 in a row since the Super Bowl. So leave the man alone.
Leave him alone. Bro, I was talking about in review the injuries. They're significant. We're talking about Joe Burrow. Jaden Daniels is hurt. He hasn't practiced. We're talking about J.J. McCarthy. We're talking about Justin Fields with a concussion. Uh, Real quick, any significance and which one is more impactful? And just talk to our audience about what you see, what you think, what you feel, and then to talk about the position of QB in general.
Man, I think I don't know. They're all significant.
Yes.
But I hurt for Joe Burrow, man. I'm wearing
Mm,
LSU for many reasons. One, because my son's a graduate there, alum, which makes me a bonus alum since I paid for that tuition. Two, Joe Burrow, man. I mean, he has done everything he needs to do for the Cincinnati Bengals. Don't forget the kid is from Ohio, and
mm,
he brought them to the Super Bowl.
mhm,
And they don't have the line to protect him. They don't have the running game to protect him. So he's
mm.
passing it 30 to 40, 50 times a game, which means those are extra hits he has to take. So there's a team that was in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. We just talked about Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's the only one in the AFC who beat Patrick Mahomes. And now he's done for a turf toe. But before that, there was many hits he's already taken this year. He is the most
Yep.
hit quarterback in the league, and so that hurts me because I know the talent that he has. Yes,
Yes.
my division, but I respect him as a player. He's a baller. He doesn't complain. He can be prima donna. He doesn't do that. He has two great weapons in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I mean, he's done
Yes.
everything he needs to do. And that's another season that he's lost out on due to an injury that not his fault. He's where he's
Yep.
supposed to be, not because he ran outside the pocket.
Yep.
He's in the pocket. That's supposed to be
Yes.
the safest place for a quarterback.
Yep.
So that hurts me, man, because the 7 years he's put in the league, he's done nothing but been a great ambassador. And here goes another season that he's not going to finish. If you watch the Netflix show called Quarterback, that's last season. He's one of the featured quarterbacks. And if fans, if you don't know Joe Burrow and just like, okay, I'm a casual fan, let's watch that. You'll get connected
Yes.
to him as a person. And so
Okay.
you ask which one is more the significant. That one hits me hard because that is a Super Bowl caliber team. That's a
Yes.
Super Bowl caliber team in my division. I fear when we play Joe Burrow. Now,
Yes.
so I would put him probably number one because he's been to the
Yeah.
promised land. And that's another reason why I say people stop playing with your food. When you got a team like the Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills, don't play with your food. Win
Yeah.
now because next season is not promised. When we lost
Yes.
Zay Flowers last year in the divisional championship, divisional game, I know had he been in that game against the Buffalo Bills, then it would have been a different game. You don't know. I trust that Lamar Jackson stays healthy and Derrick Henry and all our skilled players and all that. So
Yeah.
that injuries are part of the game, but God dog, it hurts. So I
Yeah.
put Joe Burrow there. JJ McCarthy doesn't have enough. Uh, he doesn't have enough sample size yet to know if he was he going to be the player that Sam Darnold was last year or not. But now
Right.
he's gone. Uh, Purdy. I mean, it just really sucks. And I don't want the game to get all pushed pillow and cushiony and Charmin soft to protect the quarterbacks. There's enough stuff that happens now to protect the quarterbacks. But when they do get hurt, man, dang, man, that hurts. But to answer
Yeah.
your question, I put my money on Joe Burrow, man. That one hurts the most.
Yeah, I think anytime you lose your starting quarterback, it's going to hurt them all. They're all impactful. There's just some that are more significant than others. I mean, you can't replace a Joe Burrow. You can't replace Jaden Daniels. McCarthy, you can replace. Justin Fields, he's proven that you can replace him. But Joe Burrow in this case, because you're you're elite of a team. You're an elite quarterback. And Brock Purdy, the significance, you're like the MVP. You are the linchpin to the whole thing for them. You lose a Brock Purdy, I don't. It's going to hurt. And our producers, a San Francisco fan, you lose a Brock Purdy after getting paid $50 million a year. You lose a Joe Burrow, who's he's just again, like I said, irreplaceable. It's going to affect their playoff chances and playoff run. So Burrow is not done for the season. He may be gone for 3 months, 2 to 3 months. It's turf toe surgery. He may come back. Brock Purdy was practicing this week. Jaden Daniels hasn't practiced yet. But quarterback play, how significant it is. I love what you said. We don't want to play flag football out there. It is a dangerous game. However, people like you remember RG3. You know, he used to take on the defender. You're too slight. You're not no weight in the tail section, and don't do it. Jay Daniels, he is putting himself in harm's way. He needs to learn to slide. Get out the way. Lamar has done that very well. You got to preserve yourself. Patrick Mahomes, even taking on the defender. Why? I think he's frustrated. I think he may even be mad. I think he's trying to show people how to play the game. You got to play with passion. I don't know, but the quarterback position cannot afford to get hurt. I talked about Joe Burrow. You can replace him, Jay Daniels. Well, if you're a starting quarterback, you're a starting quarterback for a reason. It's because the number two is not as good as you. So you need to protect yourself, fight for the next down. You just saw on, was it Monday night with Tampa Bay with your boy taking on Baker taking on unnecessary hits. But at the same time, you and I are old school. He did what he needed to do to get those extra yards, and he came from behind 2 weeks in a row. So I get that. I get it, but I also want my quarterback like a Kawhi Leonard. You sit on the bench. Tim Duncan, you sit on the bench. Time management, player management. I need my quarterback in game management. Protect yourself.
Yeah, and and you talked about it. You got Jaden Daniels, man. See, DMV, the DC area has had this experience before. It's so electric here right now. It's so
Yeah,
electric that we have
yeah,
Jaden Daniels and what we were able to do last year, making it to the NFC Championship game. It's reflective when I first moved out here in 2012 when we had that first season with RG3. It was electric, and then went to a dark period, and it was dark for a while. It had a little bit of Kirk Cousins, had some Cam Newton, all these little space, Then it's back, and this is a sophomore year, and a lot of
yeah,
expectations are on Jay Daniels. And one of
yeah,
those things, as you stated, learn the game. This is not
yeah,
college anymore. These boys are just as fast as you and weigh 100 pounds more.
yeah,
So learning to get down, look at his big brother in the north. Yes, I'm talking about his big brother Lamar Jackson, only 45 minutes to an hour away in Baltimore, and learn how he learned the game over time to still preserve his body that he's now 7 years in. So Jay Daniels not only just the face of the franchise, man, he's also could be potentially the face of the future of the NFL. So you
Yes.
have two options. I could follow Lamar Jackson track, or I could go, the other track, which is Cam Newton, who was loved to try to bring punishment until his season, as big as he was, ended. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of it's a lot of apprehension and a lot of anxiety right now as everyone watches what's happening with Jay Daniels, because we already know, and we talked about it a couple weeks ago. I picked the Washington Commanders to that potentially win the NFC East. You're not going to do
Yes.
that when he's on the bench
Right.
because he recovered. So that right there, man, that hits hard. That hits the Commander fan hard.
Yes. And let's hope that he is, well, he's hurt. Let's pray it's not injured, that he's able to come back. All right. It's pick 'em time. It's preview time. We're picking 3 games this week, brother. And I want you to go first because I wanna pick your brain. I want to hear what you got. I want to cheat off your. I'm looking over on your paper. I'm cheating off you before I make my picks. We
All right.
got the AFC West. Beautiful game, matchup game. We got Denver and the Chargers, man. We also got a big game on Monday night with Detroit and Baltimore. And what was our other game? Man, it just slipped my brain just like that.
Philly. Philly and the Rams.
Yes, yes. Rams traveling to Philly. Those 3 games. I'm
All
gonna
right.
shut up. I'm gonna
Okay.
shut up and scribble.
Okay.
Holla at your boy.
I'm gonna write it down and I'm gonna turn around real quick and look at my next person. If you happen to peek, I didn't cheat. If you happen to peek,
I'm looking at the ceiling right now. I'm looking over.
so we talked about the AFC West, and we talked about earlier in our season here that that's going to be one of the most competitive divisions this year. So
Woo!
excited to
Yes.
watch, and it's already starting to be exciting. Anytime you have the defending AFC champions that's in the bottom of the freaking division looking up to the Raiders, it's going to be an exciting division because now the storyline is how did the Chiefs dig themselves out of this hole? Can they
Yeah.
dig themselves out of this hole? Are they finished? Like there's a lot of storyline to that. And with that said, I told you, the Chargers, they aren't who we thought they were. That is doggone hardball. We saw what he did at Stanford. We saw what he did in Michigan. We saw what he did in the Niners. This dude got an all-star, all-pro quarterback. He's got his running game. And man, did you see that dime that dude threw last week to their number one receiver? I am picking the Chargers in
Uh-oh.
this game. It's going to be great because you got two genius level coaches. So you got a coach matchup between Harbaugh and Peyton. But man, look, then I go down to one more level. Quarterback play. Herbert or Nix. Bo Nix can't hang. Bo Nix
Mm,
can't
mm.
hang. Because the Chargers got Derwin James back there in the secondary. Bo Nix is struggling. He's struggling. They barely got
Okay.
away with that win last week.
Okay.
So listen, I'm all in for the Chargers on this game. What say you?
All right. So for the record, I am 2-2. I'm behind my co-host by 2. This is where I'm going to start catching up because I'm going with this is a home game, Denver home game. I'm going with the home team. And I'm gonna tell you why. You mentioned the coach, number one. The quarterback is good enough, but it's their defense. It's their defense. I'm picking Denver, and I'm going to pick Denver over you and the Chargers, but it's going to be a close game. I, I and don't get me wrong, I don't hate on the Chargers. I think they're very good, and the way they're playing right now, and the culture that has changed, people need to respect Chargers, put some respect on their name, and I can see them being the AFC West champion, division champ, when it's all said and done. But this week, however, I go against you. My pick is Denver.
All right. I think what's exciting about this watching the Chargers' first 3 weeks of the season, their first 3 weeks of the season are division games. So they're setting the stage off the bat. In
Yeah.
this division, it either belongs to me or belongs to somebody else. So off the bat, they've already ran through the Chiefs, they ran through the Raiders, and now they get a chance to do a trifecta and take out the Denver Broncos. So that's going to be a very exciting weekend. I will be dug in, I'll be plugged in, I'll be tuned in, and I see how Steve went ahead and decided the Denver Broncos. I got y'all. And there's a reason why I'm 4-0 right now. So let's watch how this thing unfolds.
All right. All right. We got the Rams going to Philadelphia, brother. Huge NFC game, a lot of implications. There are several talking heads of the national media who thought the Rams would be the closest uh, opponent, or uh, I don't know what you want to call them, the closest to getting to the NFC, the best champion or best chance of getting to the NFC other than the Eagles. I don't know. I don't see that. And when we were talking earlier about quarterbacks and getting injured in preseason, Matt Stafford didn't practice, but he's not on the injury list. He's doing the damn thing. He's getting it out to Nakua. He's getting it out to not Hopkins. What's your boy?
Davante Adams.
Davante Adams. There you go. He's getting it out to Davante. Their receiving room, and they got enough running that they are formidable. And don't question their defense. They still got to get the defense. So I want to know, between these two games, NFC beat, which one do you pick, sir?
Man, this is gonna be exciting. Those who watched the football season last year know that this was a game in the snow between the Eagles and the Rams. And this game this weekend can really impact, just like Baltimore to Buffalo, impact playoff position in 16 weeks from now. With that said, man, you want to beat the champs, you got to beat the champs. I
Yeah,
know what it
yeah,
looked like
yeah,
last
yeah.
week, and that was a Super Bowl rematch, and the Chiefs are nobody to sneeze at. I don't care what the record is. I'm still going to fear them, just like I fear my daddy. Look, it don't matter. I don't care how old they are, I don't care how slow they look. I'm going to fear them. And so I will give respect to the Chiefs just as much as I'm gonna give respect to the Eagles. You want to beat a man, beat the man. I think it's going to be a great matchup. Again, we got coaching play. We got these two young coaches with their last 7 years. Both of them have won a Super Bowl. They both are part of these coaching trees. It's going to be exciting play. But I believe that the Eagles are going to prevail. Eagles, 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 Eagles. It'll be a close match, but my money's on the Eagles, man.
Yeah, so this is a game that I will agree with you. I'm going with the Eagles. Eagles at home, and I believe as the season goes on, they're just going to get better because of it really, it's still just early in the season, and everybody, yeah, you can't bring last year into this year, but there is something about confidence. There is something to be said about uh, uh, comfortability. You know what I mean? That corporate knowledge, that swag, because you are, as you say, you're the champ and somebody has to knock you off. But not only that, it's just the way they play. You really, the harder you hit, it seems like, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. They taste their own blood and they start to get happy. Okay, they will eat their young. I've said that before. So they want your best. I think your best will bring the best out of them. And so the Eagles, not even an upset. It's just a good game, probably a close game, but Eagles at home.
Yeah.
I think they just got too many weapons. When Hurts could just pull it down, reads one, read two, read three, pull it down, run. Seems like he's always getting about 10 yards. And the only people that hurt them is themselves with either penalties or foolishness. It's the stupid stuff. But I don't see a flaw. I don't see a weakness. And so that's why this game, but this season, people need to fear them and give them as well respect because of just there's not many weaknesses in their or chinks in their armor. So Eagles, easy.
I concur. Also, to add on that, I think the Eagles still have not even opened up all their weapons. They still
No,
haven't let all their cars out the garage yet, man. Again, we saw
yeah,
last week it wasn't a passing fest. There was a low scoring game. Saquon Barkley didn't get loose. AJ Brown and Smith didn't get loose. So I mean, there's Jalen still got a lot of horsepower underneath the hood and still not cranked it out. So I
yeah.
I agree. They are still they haven't even taken off officially yet. So it's going to be an exciting game, but I'm not picking against them for this game.
And our last game, Monday night. Boy, this is one you got to get your popcorn ready. Okay, get your popcorn ready. We got Detroit. Okay, they're 1-1, but they're going to Baltimore, right? and Baltimore 1-1. We know the past and most recent history. If you can extrapolate, bring that forward. Are we going to get that kind of game, that intensity kind of game? I hope so. Where Jared Goff goes for 5 TDs last week. I hope so. Where their receivers seem like it was 10, 20 yards before anybody was even close to them. Gibbs running crazy. It was like they were out there on a 7-on-7 drill and just, is that the Detroit we're going to get? Now, don't go to sleep on Baltimore. You know, we know what they could do. We got Choo Henry back there. We got Lamar. So I want to know, are we going to get the game? I'm not asking about the outcome yet. You're going to give me the outcome, but I just want the game. It's Monday night. Talk to me.
Oh, you are so right. I feel the energy right now. Like, if we talk about last year, this could have been the Super Bowl matchup. The Detroit Lions versus the Baltimore Ravens. So let's fast forward. This could still be the Super Bowl matchup. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Detroit Lions. And I'm talking about old school smash mouth. On paper, this looks like it's going to be a great game. Like one of those games that they could say 20 years from now, NFL history, NFL films will talk about, yeah, this Monday night game. You know, the deep boys, like it could be that game. I hope it's that game. If not, I'm going to be pissed off on Tuesday morning. Win or lose, I'm just gonna be pissed off because there's so much. I feel the energy, man. What this? I can feel the calling in the air tonight. Yeah, talk. I'm ready, dog. I got the headphones on myself. I am already looking at ticket prices. Like, can I do this on a Monday night? Can I do this? How long is the drive? Should I stay in Baltimore? Did go to work from there? Like, dude, I am so vested in this thing because this has the potential. Like, this is where you say, hey, NFL just wanted to tell you, good job of setting up your schedule. This Monday night game is a must see TV.
Pick it. Who you got?
I'm telling you
Talk
right
to
now,
me.
I'm going heart and head. Straight up Ravens, dog.
Yeah.
I don't care. Anytime we do this pick 'em, if my team's up there, heart and head, all Ravens, dog.
Got you.
Now, with that said, this would be a great test for that defense that choked against Buffalo Bills a couple weeks ago. If we're going to be a serious team, if this coaching staff is going to be a serious team, if the secondary is going to be worth the money they paid for, you already know what Jared's coming to do. He can. That's the second time he did that in 2 years. Had passed for 5 touchdowns. If y'all about you got another chance for a nationally televised game to show who you are, Baltimore. I'm gonna ride or die with you. But if I know this is our Super Bowl run, this is the game that you need to say, hey, nah, what y'all saw on Sunday night a couple weeks ago against Buffalo Bills was a fluke. We forgot who we were. Because this game, to me, is a no, they can't lose this. Baltimore, from a Baltimore perspective, they cannot lose. This is a must-win game in September if you want to be taken seriously.
I'm a fan, okay, and so I live for these kinds of matchups. In my fandom, in my mind, the way I think of Baltimore, they should be 2-0, and they should be pissed at the world. That's what I think. They should look at anybody, the 11 people that are lined up across from them are the devil. They're the enemy. And they got to do something to excise the devil out of them. Take it serious. And I know they do. I know they do. I know they take their job serious. But as a fan, that's what I do. I think emotionally. Take the emotion out of it. We got a good matchup here. I'm picking Baltimore as well because they're at home. If Detroit is anything like they were last week and last year, they're going to be formidable foes. Okay, it's not going to be an easy out, and Jared Goff can be elite. Because why? It's not because of Jared Goff, but it's because of the weapons that are around him and their play calling. When you lose your offensive coordinator, they are having to find and get their rhythm, get their pace. Well, they look like they were Rhythm Nation last week. Will that also be for this week? And so if they get their rhythm, stay in rhythm. Baltimore could have some problems, but I'm picking Baltimore, and I see a close game. So I don't even know what our producer has on this choice, but if you as our audience know, we had three people down there. Our producer's also in the Pick'em challenge, and so we are going to be keeping tally, and we want to know what you're picking. Okay, he's got Baltimore also. Okay, cool. We also want to know, you as fans, what are you thinking? What are you thinking about the teams that we picked? How's your team looking? NFL runs this, y'all. NFL's run this. I'm signing out. I just want to say thank y'all for tuning in. We got three hell of a matchups. We're going to talk about them again next week. And I'm going to be one game closer to my co-host. I'm Dr. Timothy Hoover, and I'm signing out.
Hey, on the closeout, I concur. I'm so excited about this upcoming weekend. But I will tell you all one thing to do. If you haven't checked out this Netflix special, I already talked about quarterback, but I spent some time with my dad, and he's a big WWE guy. Look, I grew up WWE, then I just took some time away. I'm like, I grew up. Who watches this stuff anymore? So I'm gonna tell you, if y'all haven't watched that Netflix special called Unreal, it takes you behind the scenes of what's happening in the wrestling world and the content manager. And look, there ain't nothing fake about that. Joker's getting their head split open for real. And they're having ACL tears and still out there fighting with broken arms. It is incredible to watch and how they set up a season. Yes, there's some scripted pieces on how they have to navigate here and there, but no, they are getting hit. They are falling on chairs. They are falling on ladders, and to watch the genesis and how they put this thing in production, it's incredible. So I put that in you. This, if you're a sports fan, if you're an entertainment fan, do that. But y'all know, as we talked about, NFL's king, and I'm glad you all had a chance to tune in with us and hear a little bit of us, this banter back and forth as you all get ready for Thursday night football tomorrow and start picking along with us using our social media sites. Hey, participate, y'all. I love y'all. Look forward to see y'all next week. Have a good time as we sign out. I'm Dr. C. Victor Herban III. I'm taking it to the house and I'm out.
Great.